welcome back to my channel. Guys, according to my YouTube video, the last time I had a sit down talking video was a year ago. That is just crazy to me. I don't know why I haven't been doing this lately. I've noticed that a lot of you guys really like it. So I thought today, why not record another sit down video with you guys. I've been coming up with ideas. With everything that's been going on lately, I just felt like this is something really important to talk about, to voice my opinion about it. Disclaimer, this is not to piss off any men, and I am not saying I'm against men and I hate men and yada yada yada, none of that, okay? This is just to basically empower women, you know, because women nowadays are just thriving and we're kind of taking over the world. Well, not really. We still haven't had a woman president in the history of America. In the Philippines, though, vote for my aunt, Lenny Herona Robredo, for the next president of the Philippines, guys. Yes, let's vote for my aunt, guys. I cannot believe that she is finally running for president. She's currently the vice president of the Philippines right now, but she's running for president and it's looking really good and I'm all about it. So I just really wanted to get straight to the point. You see my notes here? Like, I literally planned this, guys, okay? I literally plan all my talking videos. That way I don't forget anything whenever I'm talking to you guys. So yeah, like I said, this video is not to make it seem like I'm against men, because men are a very important role in a society too. And we can all agree that men are naturally stronger physically, okay, than women for the most part. If you're a guy, don't take it so offensively. This is not to put any of you guys down. This is just, you know, to empower all the women out there, because I feel like I myself is also a very strong woman. It's windy. I don't know. I didn't bring my wind thing, so every time the wind catch, okay, there, it stopped. Okay, let's start. Women in general are already constantly judged from the moment we are born, from the moment that we conceive our first child. Questions that people constantly ask is, oh, are you having a boy? Can this woman carry a boy for her husband? Just, you know, simple things like that. And I'm not gonna lie, I've had some crazy questions that's been asked when I first gave birth. Questions like, are you trying for a boy next? I've even gone, oh, you had a girl? Like, to a point where it's kind of like, does it hung want a boy? You know, simple things like that. And get this, I even had somebody like literally ask me, probably 2 months in after Camille, are you happy that you had a girl? And I just like looked at him, this person, and I was like, excuse me? Excuse me? What? Like, how do you even ask someone who just gave birth? Like, is that even a question? I'm happy that I had a baby. Like, I'm happy regardless of what gender my baby is. It doesn't matter if I had a boy or a girl. Like, for me, it is a blessing to even conceive and to be able to carry a child in my body. Like, the whole process of it was just so amazing, and it's unexplainable, and it's just the circle of life and just life in general. It just makes me look at life in a whole different level. Also, have the nerve after they asked me, are you happy that you had a boy? Hey, hung, are you happy that you had a girl? And then turns around and looks at me and say, I'm sure he wants a boy. I'm sure he wants a boy. I'm sure he's sad that he has a girl. I'm sure he wants a boy. First up, like, who the fuck says that? I don't know. Like, gender was never really an issue with me. All I care about is, you know, having a safe labor and having a healthy baby. I feel like as a mom, that's like the key that you would always want for your pregnancy, for your labor, and just throughout the whole process and throughout the whole experience. I don't think you really give a shit about the gender. Or, well, I'm generally speaking for me. And as crazy as this sounds, I always felt and knew that I'm gonna have a girl. Like, I'm not saying that I'm never gonna have a boy or anything like that, but I just always knew in my gut that I was bound to raise a little girl one day. God answered my calling, and my first child is a girl. Like, who knows if I'm gonna have a boy next? Who knows if I'm gonna have a girl next? Like, it doesn't matter. I fully understand why men want a boy, because, for instance, we all know that men carry your last name. In our world, men carries on the legacy. But I find that so crazy that men carries on the legacy when women are the one who's carrying the child, conceiving, giving birth, and having to go through postpartum and just the whole process of it all. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Shouldn't it be fair? I don't know. I guess, call me whatever you want, but I just always felt like that was unfair for women. But you know what? That's how society works. I can't control that. That's our reality. And you know what? That's okay. And I'm not gonna lie, I've come across people who really want a boy and really want a girl, and I don't see anything wrong with that, okay? So don't get me wrong, that's completely okay, especially if you've already had boys. Of course you're gonna want a girl. And if you've had girls, of course you want a boy. It's normal, but I'm just saying, like, overall with me, I'm not being sexist or anything of that sort, but I don't know what it was, but I just always felt and knew that I'm gonna have a girl. I don't know if my next child is gonna be a girl, or I don't know if my next child's gonna be a boy, but regardless, I just always knew that. To me, whether it's a girl or a boy, I'm just happy and thankful and grateful for even having a child, you know? Like, I know people out there who have a hard time trying. I know people out there who absolutely can't even have a baby and conceive, and you know, this whole entire thing about the pressure in women not being able to and being able to, and it's just, I just find it so crazy because women are constantly judged. Like, whether if we're able to conceive, whether if we're able to even carry a child, whether if we're able to carry a boy or a girl, I just find it so unfair, you know, and ignorant too. Women nowadays are pretty much always going to be judged. I feel like we always have to prove ourselves harder than men, and it sucks, but that's our reality. Okay, so let me tell you guys a story about my husband. My husband's family is pretty much, you know, very old school. Hunk's parents has a pretty far age gap with each other. One of the reasons why Hunk's mentality is kind of like, I would say, very old school in a way, and I can't blame him because it's how he was raised, that's the household he grew up in, and I cannot blame him. So I wanted to tell you guys the story while I was pregnant. Don't get me wrong, Hung was pretty much so happy and just so thankful too that we were pregnant. Honestly, I was kind of skeptical to tell you guys the story because I felt like it was very personal. There was a point that Hung literally said, well, I'm so grateful and thankful for Camille, but she's my little princess, and we're gonna have to try to get a boy because who's gonna run our empire? And I just turned around and I was so like, I just snapped real quick. At that moment, I was like, I'm not gonna flip, I'm not gonna get mad. Everyone's, like I said, everyone's background and the way we all grew up mentally is completely different. And coming from my husband's background, he grew up very old school. Like I said, his parents aged a pretty far gap. So Hung's dad was very old school, and it was always about kind of like, you know, men carry on the last name and so on and so forth. Told him, look honey, I tried my hardest not to snap, not to flip, but I corrected him right away. And I basically told him, look, you need to correct how you say certain things because you have a daughter, okay? And who says women, like our daughter, Camille, who is our firstborn, can't run an empire. Women can and will. Women are proving themselves right now that we can run businesses, we can run corporates, we could be a CEO of a company. Like, let's be real here. Women are different now. And as soon as I told him that, his whole entire perception just changed. And he just turned around and said, honey, you're right. Camille can, and women can do it. And you know, like I said, I can't blame him for his mentality. That's when my parenting comes in hand. Because as we all know, I am raising a little girl. So let me tell you guys a little bit of my background growing up. I was raised by a single mom. She brought me and my sister here to America when I was 9 years old. And at some point when we were in the Philippines, when my dad's career started going down, she was the breadwinner of our family. So I always knew as a child that women are strong, that women are capable of doing anything that they wanted to do. My mom became the vice president of the real estate company, the biggest real estate company in the Philippines at that time, Phil Estate. She was a top-notch seller. She was #1 in her company, and she had the highest selling mark in the whole company. And I'm telling you, she was beating them. She was so good at what she does that always clicked to me. And like I said right now, my aunt is currently the vice president of the entire Philippines as we speak. And she's running to become the next president of the Philippines. My youngest aunt on my mom's side of the family, Tita Gina, she is the wife of the current Department of Labor in the Philippines and the previous Department of Justice in the Philippines. It was also Department of Justice at some point. She was the first runner-up Binibining Pilipinas. I don't know what year, but it's kind of like the pageant to being a Miss Universe. She was first runner-up for that. And my aunt runs her own construction company, guys. I'm talking about construction. A woman running an entire construction company that builds housing for the Philippines, that builds roads, freeways, whatever. You would think construction is known for like men, but no, my aunt does all that. Also, my other aunt who moved here to America, she brought 6 of her children to come to America, not knowing what's gonna happen, not knowing what is set in stone. And all her children, all her kids are all doing really well. Like, we're all doing really well here. Like I said, my mom was a single mom, and you know, these are just factors. Oh, hi Dad, I see a butterfly, guys. I think my dad just, that's crazy. I think that was my dad. Hold on, give me a second. I just saw a yellow butterfly, guys, a big one, like this big. And it just like flew in front of me. I wish you guys would have seen it, but I felt like that was my dad, so I had to have that little moment. But anyways, my mom brought us here to America, me and my sister, not knowing what's gonna happen. Same as my aunt. Nothing was set in stone here for us. And I could pretty much say we're all doing pretty well. So in my years of living, I've always known that women are strong because I was raised by strong women. My mother put us through a good education in the Philippines. Being the breadwinner of the family, she put us in a private all-girls Catholic school in Philippines called St. Paul, where my Polinians at. Hey. Like I said, all I've ever known was to be a strong woman because that's all I've seen throughout my whole life. And I am so grateful and thankful for that. I am thankful every single day that I saw all of that growing up. So as a girl mom, as we all know, I am raising a little girl. I want to teach her things that I never knew growing up. You know, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but there were some things in life that I never knew and I wish I knew as I grew up. You know, we all go through changes, we all go through heartaches, we all go through first jobs and moving to a different school, just simple things like that. Like, I want to teach Camille the things I never knew growing up. but I also want to teach her the things that I knew. The things that I knew growing up. The things that helped me understand and get through life as the person that I am today. I also really want to teach Camille to never settle for anything less than she deserves. You know, my father always told me to always set boundaries but also respect your husband at the same time. And let me elaborate that. So that means to basically have an opinion, being able to speak up for yourself and not being a mute through your whole entire marriage. Since you're a woman, to hear him out and to feel what your husband's also feeling and not to neglect how he's feeling just because you're so strong about how you feel. You know, us women are naturally more nurturing. No matter what we do or say, that's just us naturally. So, you know, my dad always said that. Not to disrespect your husband in front of his family, in front of his friends, and vice versa. He shouldn't be disrespecting you either. Respect meaning to never cheat on your husband. And this also goes both ways. Respect yourself enough to walk away from anything that no longer makes you happy. And I cannot elaborate that enough. That is what makes us women so powerful right now, because we're learning how to say no. We're learning how to say yes to the things that we want. I want to teach Camille that you can, sorry, Louise like barking. There's just so much going on. I want to teach Camille that you can say no to the things that you don't want to do. You're allowed to say no. Women nowadays has a voice, and we can do whatever we want. We can be whoever we want to be. I want Camille to dream big. It's okay to dream big. It's okay to dream the impossible. Who says women can't? To never start something that you don't finish. Always finish it. Always finish what you're gonna do in the first place. And to make sure to always play your cards right. Because you only get one life. That you have all the right to say whatever you want in a room filled with men. To not feel intimidated, to not be scared, and to be able to speak up and have a voice. Growing up, I was never a follower. You can ask all my friends. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they know that growing up, I was never a follower. I was always an alpha. I always did what I wanted to do. I was never a follower. I was always a leader. I never really cared what anyone thought of me, as long as I'm not disrespecting myself and degrading myself. Rather than that, I'll do whatever the hell I want. To say what you want and be direct with what you want, because that's the only way you'll get through life being hurt. Okay guys, I'm so sorry if that topic was a little bit heavy for everyone, but I just wanted to say thank you so much for all the support, for subscribing to my channel and continuing to watch my every video. I am so grateful and thankful for you guys. And like I said, this video is not to step on anyone's toes. The video is to empower women and encourage each other to, you know, to be stronger. And it's okay to be vulnerable and to make you feel more respected as a person, as a woman, actually. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much. I love you guys. Remember, you are loved, you're beautiful, and you're worthy of anything you want to be in this world. And you are capable of doing anything that you set your mind to. Thank you guys so much, and hope you guys like this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do go ahead and hit that like button. Leave me a comment while you're at it. Don't forget to hit that bell button in order to notify you when I've uploaded my next videos. I love you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mwah.